Welcome back, everyone, to Kaiserreich, Hearts of Iron 4. And this time, we're going to be playing, and hopefully winning, the American Civil War as the Pacific States, just to check out the new mechanics. So the Pacific governors declare emergency. The governors of the Pacific States have declared that MacArthur, Huey Long, and Jack Reed are all traitors, tyrants, and enemies of America. They currently have not seceded from the Union, but instead refuse to recognize the authority of any of the competing governments. Governor Frank Merriam of California announced at the Sacramento legislature that if push came to shove, they would see proper democracy restored to the country by force. So we shall stand by the Republic, play as the PSA. Stand off in America. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. In fact, let's try to do something else, because I see people do this all the time now. George Marshall has less organization lost when moving. Whereas Henry Arnold has less division recovery rate, or more division recovery rate. Funnily enough, I think Henry Arnold is actually better than George Marshall. Anyway, see, like, no, but like, how do they? Okay. Oh, so they do go like where they want. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, what generals do we have? Alexander Patch, thank you very much. Seems like a good man. Superior firepower doctrine, yes please. Concentrated industry 2 and radio. And then you just make a new army for all the people that are independent. Black women do not need no man. In terms of equipment, we're gonna get this, and like this. I'm not sure exactly how many factories we actually get, but soon we're gonna find that out. Build infantry divisions, civilian factories. We can get some militaries. Thank you. Dockyards. Give me convoys. And give me some marines. We actually do start with... nice. Chinese music. We actually do start with a navy, which is nice. If we were to continue playing into the late game, that would be very useful. We do not have any command power, so we cannot do anything with that. And we are gonna recruit our supporters in Northern California because that gives us 8 militia units. And we go. So the Pacific Declaration. Ever since the first peaceful transfer of power between George Washington and John Adams, the government of the United States prided itself on respecting... Yeah, I don't care about union riots. For some reason that reduces the stability of me, which is weird, but whatever. It has prided itself on respecting the wishes of the population after an election. This unspoken contract between the people and their government has been violated by General Douglas MacArthur. In deposing the democratically elected president in the name of preserving stability, by the way, the democratically elected president was Huey Long here, so whatever. He shattered the founding principles of our great nation. The destruction of the healthy civilian-military relationship that has marked America since independence is a grievous slight to all that we hold as a nation. Yeah, people are going to take things over. In response, the governors of California, Washington, Oregon have issued a joint declaration condemning the general's action and demanding his immediate withdrawal from Washington. We doubt that he will respond positively, but like the Patriots in 1776, we must take a stand against tyranny and oppression for the Republic, of course. So we have the Democratic Party in control. So now we get to choose a general staff, while the artilleryman wouldn't be bad. I think, like, just for the start, Samuel D. Sturgis Jr. with the organization and recovery rate sounds pretty good. Because, you know, that's pretty good. Merriam calls for new elections. Frank Merriam, in coordination, Frank Merriam, by the way, is our leader, in coordination with the governors of Oregon and Washington, issued a stunning, longest militias take control in Tennessee. Traitors! Okay, whatever. In coordination with the governors of Oregon and Washington, issued a stunning public statement today. In it, he claimed that the so-called protector of American values could not even respect the basic rights outlined in the Constitution, referring obviously to Douglas MacArthur. It would be up to the people of the Pacific to defend America's inalienable rights. Oh. More troops. Nice new music, by the way. Hawaiian. Okay. Still, according to Merriam... Oh, no, never mind. Claiming that MacArthur's overthrow of the government was illegitimate. We're going to need to read this too. A new election would be held to select a new president, albeit amongst the limited slate of candidates in the Pacific region. Still, according to Merriam, whoever won this election would have more legitimacy still than MacArthur, and would be tasked with overseeing the return of the nation to democracy by force, if needs be. We must preserve the Constitution. Anyway, Syndicalist Riot. So, yeah, Reed has risen up, and in Sacramento and other western cities like Seattle, you have syndicalist rebellions, crush these traitors. And that's kind of referencing how there used to be some like syndicalist uprisings, but now there aren't. They still have the option to spawn rebels on you, though, so we're gonna need to be careful with that. Chief of the Army. Division attack, thank you. For that, we're just gonna mishmash everyone in together. We don't really have to worry about like anyone's naval invading us, because Panama's gonna be taken over by Canada. Oh, we forgot to recruit Creepo. Southern California. Yes. So that's number one, and number two, we actually do have a fleet, which is quite amazing. So we can just do search and destroy, and no one will be able to touch us. Our fleet is quite strong, so yeah, that is good. Oh, apparently Hawaii is still American. Okay. Iowa declares support for Reed, of course. So yeah, as someone said, these events where like states change hands while the stalemate is going on only happen for the AI. They do not happen for the player. Like if right now I was playing as the USA, the PSA would have gotten Nevada. So I don't know. Battlefield support sounds pretty good. Although air superiority plus 10% is also something else. Ah well. Tough choice. Anyway, obviously the idea for us is going to be to take over Nevada as soon as possible, and then move on to Utah so that we can connect ourselves with Colorado, where we get the resistance uprising. Anyway, election violence. Tensions between the Pacific states and Washington have remained high over the last few weeks, but today, in the lead up to the new election, they erupted into open conflict. While some of the ships in the naval base San Diego were transferred to the East Coast after the first signs of unrest, many remained, along with sailors from across the country. Details are sketchy, but it appears that a base commander, on orders from Washington, ordered sailors to take weapons from the base armory and head into the cities. Deploying themselves at polling places, they prevented poll workers from setting up. When morning came, large mobs surrounded these soldiers and began pelting them with rocks, bottles, and other debris. One of the soldiers hit by a bottle fired back, and soon the city descended into chaos. California National Guard units were deployed, and pitched street battles between sailors loyal to MacArthur and the guardsmen erupted, turning a tranquil city into a war zone. So that's San Diego. Down with the traitors. So yeah, we get the 1937 elections, which proceed ahead despite the chaos. And I don't think it really matters who we pick. It only gives us either Progressive Party, Republican Party, or Democratic Party. However, we're going to have elections later, once the Civil War is over. So, yeah, I don't really think that this would really do anything. Anyway, we're gonna stick, I guess, with Miriam, because why the hell not? So is this giving... No, this is not giving planning bonus. Right, because I haven't made a plan. That seems pretty good. Plan preparation increases each day. Yes, it does. Deadline looms. Yeah, we no longer see any path of compromise with the United States. Of course. That was copyrighted, in case you wonder why I got that away. Or at least I think so. Obviously, our Chief of the Navy is going to be Chester Nimitz, because, you know, power projection. Quite great. Alright, more divisions. Raise our supporters in Washington. Get those militias working, boys. And here we go. War has broken out. So obviously, first objective is to surround these free American divisions, where they are. And take ground, obviously. And since the Civil War has broken out, we get more factories, as you can see. Alright. Ooh. We don't have any chromium. If we did, we could produce heavy tanks, but whatever. Do we have aluminum? 4. So I guess we can produce 2 close air supports with our factories. And that gives us a nice, neat, and tidy 21. Very nice. Alright. So this should give us a nice expansion. Second American Civil War has begun. The destiny of America is at stake. Of course. Alright. So yeah, obviously the idea now... Oh, we should actually... 3 days and 13 hours. I don't know, that would take 5 days. Okay. Oh, Peru-Bolivian Confederation, of course. Brazilian volunteers and equipment arrives. Oh, great. Vargas. In these dark times, it's comforting to know that we have friends, and many hoping for our success. Brazil has sent us volunteers and equipment to aid in the Civil War, and while these men may lack elite training and equipment, they traveled almost 10,000 miles to help us free America. Best not to disappoint these lads. How great. They're actually pretty good, because, you know, the volunteers that you get in ACW2 are always pretty nice. Gonna give them to Lewis H. Brereton and let them deploy somewhere to help us free America. Just like they want to free Brazil. Because of course. Okay, who's gonna get there first? 6 days. Okay. Very good. Washington resistance has risen up. So get everyone to the front. More artillery, thank you. We need steel, and it's good that we have, you know, control of the seas, so that we have a lot of options for that steel. Yeah, thank you. Oh, we will not be able to construct any buildings. I do like constructing buildings. That's sad. Right. So our first attack obviously failed, but that was just to keep them busy. Alright, we took Phoenix down here, very good, so Arizona is now under our control. Tucson still eludes us. Let's see if we can take it. Will this go in our favor or not? Perhaps it will. No. Alright. Follow Moscow, so there goes the Soviets. Looks like Las Vegas is not falling, which is kind of annoying. Alright. Boise's ours, very nice. So now we can take full control over Idaho. And after we're done with Carson City, then we have a pretty much empty rear. Now these first few weeks are gonna see us take heavy losses, obviously, because we are advancing over some very rough terrain. One problem of using this army arrangement is that you cannot really tell your units whether they should like redeploy on a really retarded place like that. But oh well, we're gonna have to deal with it. Alright, Tucson, we have managed to take it. Very good. We can raise Oregon. However, we've almost got Nevada. And I feel like Nevada doesn't have a decision. Idaho, Arizona, Montana. Okay. Yeah, all these are one militia, so I guess Oregon it is. Alright, 4v1. That should hopefully be enough to murder this man. Alright, defend democracy. Very good. Land auction bonus sounds pretty great. And the new National Guard also pretty good, so we shall take that. Yeah, encirclement, come on. Motorized is still arrived, but we've lost a lot of trucks actually in that first advance, so it's pretty annoying. Speaking of things, we can get upgrades, or level ups for our generals. Planning speed plus 10%. Max entrenchment plus 30% also sounds pretty good, but maybe not the most important yet. Infantry expert, yes please. We're gonna give them some good units later on. Wait, what the hell? Oh crap. Seems like the syndicalists have risen up. Oh crap. Well, isn't that annoying? We need to prevent them from... they already have Spokane. Just settle you in Seattle so that the Syndicalists cannot acquire that. Man, that is very annoying. Marines return from China. Oh, with the outbreak of the Civil War, our garrison in the legation cities has been recalled to the US to fight. This has left our diplomats in China in a bit of a bind, however. With the Civil War raging, we need all the men we can get. The Marines will return. Oh, the legation Marines, here they are. It's only 3. But it's better than nothing. Especially since the Syndicalists have managed to do that. Where the hell is the Resistance uprising? God damn it. Alright. Oregon Resistance. Get on the front. We still do not have full control of Idaho or Montana or Arizona. Right. Well, that should be relatively easy to establish. Oh, there's this place. Syndicalist revolutionaries in Switzerland. Because of course. Yeah, like, this Syndicalist uprising, we just need to keep them off of Seattle so that Washington State does not fall to them. Just keep them where they are, you know. Avoid the worst of the problems. Wait, what? Why have you not finished him off? I seriously told you to finish him off a long while ago. Spanish Civil War. All the Civil Wars are going on. Alright. Yes, so all these divisions are right now pretty much in trouble. Alright. Get yourself in between these Syndicalists and Seattle. Alright. All that we need to do with these weakened and unsupplied troops is just kind of fight them. Actually, never mind. Like, let's just keep these people, like, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep some troops in the VPs to prevent them taking over the VPs, but other than that, you know, these guys can go back. I am gonna still assign some divisions up here. Oh man, he wants to deploy the whole army there. This is just really annoying. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the most annoying parts about the game. Anyway, the Syndicate Rebels. We are seeing increased activity by Syndicate supporters in the Pacific States of America. No doubt supported and funded by the Syndicate government. Their funneling of weapons through the underground has led up to rebels rising behind enemy lines, no doubt intended to harass our forces. Whether they prove a serious threat remains to be seen. We shall endure. You know, yeah. Tsardom restored. Of course. Right. You know, keep you to these places so that you do not get sent away, or well, I guess. All right. Actually, Boise sounds pretty good to keep. So that they do not get Idaho back. Alright, kill that Federalist unit. And yeah, it would have been great to have all of Idaho for 1 second, but the Syndicalist rebels are going to prevent that from happening, which is annoying. We are actually lacking a lot of guns. We're going to have to deal with that in a bit. This is partially because the AI just obstinately refuses to use strategic redeployment in the mountains, which means that we are getting attritioned. No, just don't do that. Just keep them busy, prevent them from becoming too annoying. Mozambique Bush War, of course. Okay, now we can surround Salt Lake. Prevent him from moving. Prevent him from moving too. And now we're gonna surround him. Okay. The Federal Rebels. We're seeing increased activity by federal supporters in the Pacific States of America. No doubt supported and funded by the underground, by the federal government. The funneling of weapons through the underground has led to rebels, right? Okay, so it's the same thing. However, the Federals don't actually spawn units, which is good. Speaking of spawning units, where the bloody fuck is my resistance uprising? In the Midwest. That's supposed to happen. But, oh well. Pisses me off. It's okay. Get those Marines fighting, boys. Follow Denver. So the Minutemen have taken over Denver. Soon we're gonna take over Denver, of course. We're actually about to meet the Syndicalists up here. Speaking of Syndicalists, there's a bunch of them starving over here, which is good. Very good. Salt Lake's gonna be ours. Very nice. Yeah, Salt Lake's ours. Oh, great. Kill these guys. Very nice. Now we can plug the holes in our lines. Very nice. And we can start to face the combined, sorry, not the combined against the AUS. Utah or Arizona. So Utah over here, 500,000 people. Arizona, 300,000. So I guess Utah's better. Why the hell can we not get Nevada though? The Nevada event seems bugged, which pisses me off because I get the feeling it would be more useful than some of the others. What the fuck are you doing? Alright, so some divisions have advanced faster than the others, which is fine. Okay, do take that Cheyenne place, thank you very much. Yeah, these guys die. Resistance rises in the Midwest. Support for Democratic proponents in the Pacific government has been strong in the American Midwest, with several protests on the streets frequent. That's redundant. Many of whom appear to be placing blame for the Civil War on General MacArthur. These protests have recently become more organized and have culminated in a widespread uprising across Colorado, quietly funded and equipped through underground means. Whether these rebels will succeed in opening up a new front for the Civil War remains to be seen. Hurrah! Yeah, it's a little late, boys. Oh well, still welcome to see him. So we just got the resistance uprising in the middle of just a bunch of fighting going on between AUS and CSA and USA troops. So that is very good, very nice, amazing. Get Denver, thank you. So I'm gonna end at that for the first episode of the PSA Civil War. And next up, we made some really good progress for this first session. Next up, I am going to... Well, I mean, the AUS seems to be the strongest of the three, actually, which is weird to see. I guess I'm going to focus on the combined syndicates before they can use their industrial capacity to build up and destroy everyone else. So yes, very good. Oh, I forgot that I had an Air Force. Oops. Whoopsie daisies, as they say. Ah, well. So yes, I do want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And I'll see you soon.